Hi, I'd like to introduce you to a friend of mine. His name's Simon Leening from Marionvale Working Dogs. And Simon, who's this?
This is Barney. Barney's one of our team of working dogs. He's just here to hopefully do some demonstrations for the people here today.
Okay, well, what we're going to talk about now is our barking dog training collar. That's this little unit here. Simon, how many of these have you got? Tell us about your dogs and your background.
Well, we've got a team of dogs, obviously, because we work in livestock, and but we have a kennel run where the dogs live, and we've got about 7 of those collars now, I think, mostly because of nuisance barking. We want to stop nuisance barking wherever we can. We use them on all of our dogs and train them from a young age, so they're used to having them on, and they don't go into that nuisance barking and cause problems for our neighbours and other people that might come by.
I was having a chat to Simon earlier about the different types of barking. We were talking about aggression barking and security barking and also nuisance barking. So what we're trying to do with this collar is reduce the amount of nuisance barking and therefore neighbourhood barking complaints. So Simon, you've had experience where you've had lots of dogs and they all start barking and getting complaints?
Well, that can be an issue. We're lucky we're away from other people, but it can be an issue. But also trying to get to sleep at night, they can be a little bit looking for a bit of attention, and so they'll start to bark a little bit. This puts a nip to all of that. The aggressive barking, the guard barking, we still want and we still get, and we don't have a problem with any of those things. And the dogs still bark when they need to bark, because we need them to bark in work as well, and so we ask them to speak up and teach them to bark at the same time. It's just that nuisance barking when they're sitting in the kennel in the middle of the night and they start letting off the barks. That's the ones we want to stop, and that's why we found these really good.
Yeah. What we found as well is that Simon's made a key point there. We don't want to take away the barking. We want to let the dog know that they can still bark when it's necessary. Now, the way this collar works, I'll just demonstrate this in a moment. These 3 probes here are vibration detectors, so when the dog wears it on their neck and it's up above the vocal cords where the best vibration is, we've got a few tips in our training guide and our free owner's manual inside the kit. When the dog barks, the vibration from the vocal cords activates the collar. I'm not sure if you can see that little light, but what happens is the collar comes in at a low level first with an associated beeping noise, which helps train the dog that when it hears the beep, its message is not to bark. And then the collar automatically jumps up a level and waits at the next level for 30 seconds. So if I activate it, you probably didn't hear the beep, but you may have seen that little red light. So that collar's jumped up to the next level. It will wait there for 30 seconds. If the dog barks again, within 30 seconds they get the next level. But it's not going to go off every time. What happens with this, and this is one of the reasons why Simon went for this one, he needed the dogs to bark when they were working, when they were told to bark, and he needed to make sure that if there was a problem on the property that he got aware of it. But that low level will trim out that nuisance barking, and the way we sort of explain it, we had a discussion about this, the dog's comfort level is here and he's barking quite happily. If his adrenaline level goes up to this level, the collar's not going to stop that sort of barking, it's just going to trim out that low level nuisance barking. I want to come in, or I'm bored because I'm home alone, and then you can look at strategies of replacing the problem barking with something else. The one thing also that we find is little dogs are probably our bigger customer for this. It has a rubber coating so it doesn't go off when it gets knocked on the ground, and it's a completely waterproof and submersible, very durable unit. The other thing is that we find people say that they have a better relationship with their dog because now the collar, the dog is correcting themselves and reminding themselves over a period of time not to bark, and the owner can come in as the good guy and reward the dog for the good behaviour, which is not necessarily food reward. It can just be what's your sort of reward to your dog? What do they thrive on?
Well, they love working sheep, but we give them a pat on the pat for doing the right thing. And I think the important thing is when I'm not there and I'm not able to correct a dog for barking, the collar takes care of it, and I don't have any of those issues. When I take a particular dog out to work and the rest of them want to join in, I don't have the issue of them letting me know that they want to join in because they've learned not to bark until they're asked to bark. Right. So I find it's a very useful and valuable training tool for what I've done.
That's good. Did it have any adverse effects on the dog's personality at all?
None at all. The dogs wear them happily, they're comfortable, and the timing is perfect, so it only corrects them when they make the noise that you don't want them to make. And I think we can't be that good at timing with our corrections. Something like a device like this allows us to take that out of our problem.
The key to dog training really is to be very consistent, to be very quick and accurate as far as the correction or the command goes, and to be consistent over a long period of time. We find that the collar does that, and it takes about maybe 5 or 6 weeks to dogs for even to develop a new behaviour habit. But if you've got 6 dogs all together, you're probably not going to achieve that. But one dog, you can certainly train that nuisance barking out of them so that they know how to behave appropriately. So now in the kit that we send out, we do have owner's manuals and training guides, and of course our 7-day helpline is 1300 the dog, 1300 843 364. And you can give us a call now, or just click on the button below and have more detail about the collar. Thanks again. Thanks very much, Simon.
Thank you very much.
Here's to well-behaved dogs in every neighbourhood.